What's up, guys? Taco here. Today I want to talk about why Colby Covington is a necessity for Leon Edwards. Before we get into it, though, thank you guys for the recent support. If you're new around here, click subscribe. I post content relatively daily, giving my thoughts on MMA as well as whatever news that I find. But this whole Colby Covington and Leon Edwards situation is very interesting. I feel like Leon Edwards doesn't understand how much he needs Colby Covington. Colby Covington is, I'd say, top 3 draw within the UFC. Obviously, you got Conor, you got Jorge. I think Colby is right up there. Now, with what I think would happen in this situation, is I believe we're inevitably going to get this fight. But for Leon Edwards, he needs to realize the value that is in taking this fight immediately. I feel like, oh my god, you stupid hair, there we go. ADHD, gotta love it. But he needs to realize the pros to fighting Colby Covington heavily outweigh whatever, stigma he has to it. Leon Edwards potentially could be the biggest star in the sport. He could be the face of the sport. I think if Alex Pereira doesn't win, I'll make a video on that later on. But for Leon Edwards, you could beat the number 1 pound for pound twice. You beat the person who Dana White said, if Kamaru Usman isn't in the UFC, Colby Covington is the champion, which I truly believe as well. I believe Colby is severely underrated somehow. His chasing is the best in the sport. Like, for me, the biggest win that pushed me on to Colby, outside of his character, was that Robbie Lawler fight. That Robbie Lawler fight was incredible. He outpaced Robbie Lawler insanely well. Didn't take a scrape. I think, 500 strikes? Something like that. Something incredibly stupid. Might have been 300. I don't remember. But for Leon Edwards, he could then take all the hype away from Colby. Imagine if he knocked out Colby Covington. You have then, there's no doubt he'd be the face of the UFC, wouldn't he? Like, okay. If he fights Burns, which is an incredible fight, he wouldn't gain much from it. He'd gain the respect of the MMA fans. Hardcores like me and you would understand how well that fight, how well a win of that nature would be on his resume. But it doesn't make him a star. I think Leon is on the cusp of being a star. I truly believe it. With the headshot dead, listen to the crowd in the UK on that fight card. They were absolutely jumping for him. What I think will be incredible, though, is imagine if he can have those 2 wins back to back. I guess 3 wins, right? If he can shut up all the haters, shut up the entire MMA community, after being pushed to the side, had to sit out for a couple of years, got deranked, beat the number one pound for pound fighter, and then beats the 1B contender. What then? You would have the biggest draw in the UFC. That's what I'm trying to get at. Somebody in his team needs to talk to him, needs to show him the value of this fight. He can fight for Wall again, be an interesting fight. He can fight the winner of Jorge versus Burns. Cool. But he needs Colby. I know Chael made this video, but he's totally right. He's the closest thing to a Conor McGregor fight I think we'll see for Leon Edwards. Maybe, with the whole Conor Michael Chandler, if Conor wins in impressive fashion, I could see them maybe doing it for the monetary sake. But I still think that Colby fight is bigger. I might be crazy here. With Colby Covington, you have a guy that plays the media like nobody else. I'd argue he plays media better than Conor. With the whole MAGA thing. With, the whole childish insults. I watched his interview with, Michael Bisping. Oh my god. How can I fucking forget? Anyways, I watched this video with Michael Bisping, and I think he's totally right. I think he understands his value. That's why he's not fighting contenders. This is what people need to realize with these stars, like Colby, like Jorge, like Conor. These guys play by different rules. By being a draw, you're automatically going to get the bigger fights. And the UFC right now wants to make that Colby rematch for the belt. Colby Jorge to help put the BMF belt on the line as well. Make it a double title fight. That would be a massive event. I think that's what the UFC is thinking. But for Leon Edwards, he can stop all of that. He can go up, beat Colby, put a stop to that whole train. He could then beat Jorge or Burns, whatever the winner of that fight is. I know he really wants that Jorge fight. But if I'm being honest, I don't see the Jorge fight happening now. Again, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Jorge's coming off the loss to the number 1 and 2, but at the time, the number 1 and 2 guy in the division. So you can't knock him that much. But wouldn't it be something if the conclusion to 3-piece Minnesota was a follow-up, oh my god, English, to Leon Edwards shutting up Colby Covington. Imagine if he did that. He did Jorge's job for him. I don't know. Anyways, let me know in the comments if you agree with me that Colby Covington is absolutely necessary for Leon Edwards and growing their star, or do you believe we should give it to somebody else? We should give it to an active contender, which I understand maybe Bilal gets a shot. But what do you think about this Colby and Leon feud starting up? As well, do you think I'm right in the UFC trying to line up the rematch for Colby and Jorge for the belt? Double title fight against BMF. Anyways, thanks for watching. Leave a like. Let me know in the comments. Let's have a discussion here. Some talk. Later.